Hello everyone, welcome to MES's e-learning channel. In this video, we are going to learn about the basic structure of Java program. Now, when we write a Java program, there are few things that we need to keep in mind. Okay, so in Java, there is something called as a class, and this class will basically consist of methods. It will consist of objects and variables. Okay, so everything comes under class. So first we will have to create a class in which then we can create a method which will belong to the class, the object, and then the variables. So all these things will come under that particular class. Now when we say objects, so Java is called as an object oriented programming language because everything in Java is an object, right? So when we create an object, object is called as instance of the class. So as I told you, object comes under the class. So what is an object? Object is an instance of the class. Okay, object is the instance of the class, it belongs to the class. And then when we say that we are creating a method, if you have learned C programming, methods are nothing but functions. Okay, they are just like functions. So we will learn about methods gradually, user defined methods. But when we create a class, a predefined method, that is the main method, will always come inside the class. Now when we declare the main method, we say that the main method is a static method. Okay, so we write a keyword static. Okay, so we will write a static void main. So what does this keyword static mean? It means that the method that we are creating, the main method that we are creating, it basically belongs to the class in which it is made and not to the instance of the class. Meaning, let's say I will just write here. So there is a class, like I told you. Inside the class you will be creating the method, and then there are objects. So when we say that a method is a static method, we say that this method belongs to the class, okay, and not to the object of the class, okay, meaning the instance of the class. Okay, so you need to keep this in mind. So right now we will be creating a main method which is static. That is why I have cleared this. Okay, so we will learn all of this in depth later on. So let's start with the basic structure of the Java program. Now as I told you, we will first be creating a class. Okay, so we will be writing public, okay, then we will write class and then name of the class. So when we write name of the class, we have to follow naming conventions. Okay, so when we talk about naming conventions, there are two types of naming conventions. The first one is Pascal's naming convention and the second one is camel case naming convention. So now what are these two naming conventions? So Pascal's naming convention is basically used when we are creating classes. Okay, when we create a class, we follow Pascal's naming convention. When we are creating methods, okay, and variables, we will be following the camel case. Now what is Pascal's naming convention and camel case convention? It basically means that when we are saying Pascal's naming convention, the first alphabet is capital. Now let's say we are writing Java programming. Let's say the name of the class is Java program. So it will look like this. The first alphabet is going to be capital. Then there is no space allowed. Blank space is not allowed. So you will write program, but the alphabet P is going to be capital. So this is what? This is Pascal's naming convention used for classes. When we are talking about camel case, we use it for methods and variables. It means, let's say we are creating a method whose name is Java program. but the first alphabet has to be small. So, Java with a J, that is small, then program P is capital. The second word that is there, its first alphabet is going to be capital. So, this is the naming convention that we need to keep in mind. Okay? So, these two things you will have to keep in mind, because we will be creating classes and methods in all the Java programs that we write. Now, this public is a keyword. It basically is an access specifier. It specifies that the class that we are creating is a public class. Okay? It can be accessed publicly. That is why we write the keyword public. If you do not write public, it is okay, but it is a good practice to write public before writing the class. Okay? So, we will write public, then we write class, and then the name of the class. Now, let us say we are writing a program to print hello world. Okay? So, let us say the name of the class is print. Okay? So, we will write the first alphabet as capital, then we open this class. Okay? So, we put a open curly brace. Inside the class, we will have the method. So, again what we will write? We will write public, again public is the access specifier, then we will write public static, because the method, the main method that we are creating is a static method belonging to the class and not the instance of the class, that is the object. Public static void main. Okay? And then after main we write string, S is capital. Okay? Then we create an empty array and then we write args. So, now what is this for? And then we open a curly brace, meaning we are opening our main method. Okay? So, this is for command line arguments, because when you write a program, you will be taking some inputs, you will be getting some output. So, basically you will be creating an array to take some inputs and display some outputs, right. So, you have to write this. So, for you to take input and output, that is the command line arguments. So, these lines will always come in a program. You will obviously have to create a class. Okay. The name of the class is obviously going to vary depending upon what program you are writing. And one also important thing is that whenever you are creating a class, as I told you, the first alphabet needs to be capital. And the other important thing is that when you are saving this program on your system, while saving, the name of the class and the name of the program should match exactly. Okay? So, let us say I am creating a class print over here. When I save this code, the name of that code should be print with P capital and the extension is going to be .java. Okay? So, that is there. So, also public static void main is going to remain constant, and string args you will have to write in all the programs, right. So, void, again void means empty. The main method that we are creating here is not going to return anything, it is empty. That is why we are writing void over here. Okay. So, now this has been created. Now, we simply want to print hello world. So, we will be writing the output line, right. So, for output, what do we write in Java? We write system dot out dot print ln. Okay. So, system dot out dot print ln is used to print something on the output terminal. Okay. Print ln means it prints and the cursor goes to a new line. Ln is for new line. If you want the cursor to go to the new line after printing whatever you are writing here, then you will use ln. If you do not want the cursor to go to the new line, you can simply write print, that is okay. Then you will write everything inside the parenthesis. Parenthesis as in circular brackets, whatever you want to print. Now, whatever you want to print has to be written inside double quotes. Okay. So, I want to write hello world. Whatever you write inside these double quotes will be printed as it is on the output screen. Okay. And then we put a semicolon, just like full stop in English, we put semicolon when we are terminating a particular line or a statement in Java or any programming language for that matter, like C, C++. Okay. So, semicolon at the end. Now, this is what we want to do in this particular program. So, we have written this output line. After doing this, we will close the main method that we had opened here with the open curly brace. So, we will close the curly brace of the main method, and then we will close this class. So, we will close that curly brace associated with the class. So, this is the basic structure of a Java program, and I have tried to explain everything that is there in this particular program. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, please put them in the comment section below. I will be happy to help you. Share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.